What's happening, Battlers? Trainer Mamco here. We are now a couple of days into Silph Arena Season 2. Coming along with the winds of change in the autumn and the changing of the fall leaves, all this change, something new comes. Something brand new. Something eerie. Something ominous. Something sinister. And by sinister, I mean, of course, the Sinister Cup, which features fighting, ghost, steel, and psychic-type Pokemon, with mythical Pokemon, Hypno, Skarmory, and any dark-type Pokemon completely banned. Ever since the Cup was announced last month, everyone's been going nuts trying to run the sims, create teams, create lineups that they actually like. And of course, in the midst of all this, and we're finally getting comfy with our teams, with our lineups, we're just, teams set for the month, the Fire Nation attacked. Or, the Fire Nation known as Niantic with a new update. As I'm sure you're all already aware, this new update brought a complete change to the meta, bringing in a lot of unexpected Pokemon like Power Up Punch Mawile, Fire Spin Alolan Marowak, Psychic Medicham, and Legacy Cross Chop Primeape, just to name a few. With these changes, made a somewhat simple meta into something so much more complex. Like almost everything is a mind game now. And my ranked tournament is next week, and I still don't even have a team ready. I'm up late almost every night simming, practicing, trying to figure out what my team is weak against, trying to figure out good lineups and everything. So I do like this cup, but I'm actually gonna go ahead and get more into my opinion on it during these practice battles that took place the night of the update. Coming into this first best of 3, I went up against my buddy, the Mummy Dust, who was running Thunderfang Steelix in his lead, and I had Fanning Tack Dustclops in the lead, which can definitely take out Steelix. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do straight Fire Punch here, and I also have my Poliwrath with Power Punch and Ice Punch in the back, and I have my Thundershock Alolan Raichu in the back as well. So I gotta get rid of that Mawile because it can definitely take out both Dustclops and Alolan Raichu, which basically, I said earlier when I said that it's basically an anti-ghost and an anti-psychic, so that Power Punch and Bite combo is just absolutely insane. But also, I wanted to talk about the fact that Thundershock Alolan Raichu basically pretty much makes regular Raichu with Thundershock completely useless because it has the same moveset, Thundershock, Thunder Punch, and Wild Charge. But the one-up over Alolan Raichu that regular Raichu has is Brick Break, but that's pretty much it. I feel like my Thundershock Raichu is just gonna sit back in the corner while Alolan Raichu just gets put in every tournament from now on. So kind of sucks because I did get that at GoFest and I was really proud of it, but it doesn't matter that much. But he brings in a Steelix, the Steelix goes down, and then he has Drift Blimp. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch out to my Alolan Raichu. Oh, I just kind of wanted to test it out here. And because I have no more shields remaining, it's going to do super effective damage. So that's the reason why I don't really want to use Alolan Raichu in this cup, because there's too much that takes it out. It can be a pretty solid Pokemon just because of the fact that it gets Thundershock and, it just builds up energy so fast. But against Drifblim and Poliwrath, which are its main counters, it's just so squishy. So I don't plan on bringing it to any match. But I'm going to go ahead and get out that Ice Punch. That is GG's for the first match. And then coming into the second match, let me see who I lead here. He leads with Drifblim and I have my Steelix with Thunderfang. So let's go ahead and see how this matchup goes. It's definitely a lot better as a Drifblim counter because it has Thunderfang and Crunch, which just completely take down Drifblim. So I'm going to go ahead and not shield this first move, but it is a Shadow Ball. A thing that's important about Sinister Cup is that you have to learn the fast moves because everything is such a mind game, like I said. So you have to be able to count the fast moves to be able to tell how much energy their Pokemon has. It's just absolutely insane because I've been baited so many times, and just with a Bone Club from Marowak and then getting a Shadow Ball right after is just, it hurts, man. So he got the buff there, but it just went down, so I don't have to worry about that anymore. But he brings in Steelix with Thunderfang as well. So a Thunderfang Steelix matchup is almost like a Bastiodon versus Bastiodon matchup. It's just, the mirror match is just annoying. So I let my Steelix go down, but I don't have a fighter. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to use my Haunter that is non-legacy, which I really wish I had a legacy because that would have come in really, really handy in this cup. But I'm gonna go ahead and shield that Crunch, and then he brings in Mawile, and I'm completely screwed here because all I have to protect me against Mawile is Fire Punch Dustclops. Wish I brought a fighter here, but that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and build up some energy. I'm going to bait him with the Shadow Punch, but even now, I think that I could just go ahead and just fade it down with just Shadow Punch alone. So I'm going to go ahead, tank that move because I don't have any more shields left. Gets off that power punch, not very effective, but like I said, that power punch bite combo is just insane. I'm gonna go ahead and get off that that shadow punch, get rid of that Mawile, but it's pretty much GG's here, because if I had Shadow Ball, maybe I would have taken this match. But maybe Dark Pulse could work as well, but I don't think it's kind of the same, but I kind of don't like Haunter because I feel like it's more of a liability now because of like how much more powerful the psychic types have become, and just because, you know, they're going to be more frequent in this cup. So that's GG's for match 2. And then coming into match 3, I lead with Poliwrath, and he has Thunderfang Steelix. And this matchup becomes even closer because of Thunderfang. So you see how fast it's going down with just Thunderfang alone, but you got to be able to get off that power punch. But I honestly don't expect to see a lot of Thunderfang Steelix in this cup because Dragon Tail Crunch Earthquake does a lot better overall. So I'm going to go ahead and get off that power punch. He's going to shield it because the matchup, like I said, is very close here. But I think I'm able to take it out just because Bubble with power punch does really, really good damage against Steelix. So I wanted to talk about how solid strategies in this cup are also a requirement, just because you can't have like just a fighter, just a ghost, and just a steel type. You have to have like possibly a fighter, a ghost type, and an anti-ghost type, or an anti-psychic type, just because it's just, this cup is so complicated. You have to have a plan B for your plan B. So it's just that crazy, but I'm loving it. I'm really, really liking it a lot. But you see how much damage Psychic did there? I forgot it early on that Psychic does neutral damage against ghost types, and I forgot that Ghost doesn't resist Psychic, so that's kind of weird to me, but it's whatever. But just look how much damage that Thunderfang is doing. It's kind of like Water Gun for Steelix, but like I said, I don't like it that much. I'm glad I was able to get a Charge TM to change it back to, or a Fast TM to get it back to Thunderfang, or Dragon Tail. I can speak English. I'm thinking right here. But I'm going to go ahead and get off that that Crunch. He's going to shield that, and that was his last shield, so I have Dusclops in the back with, you know, just a shield, so that's pretty much GG's right there. I'm going to go ahead and get that last Crunch off. My Steelix is down, but I'm going to go ahead, build up to that Shadow Punch, and that is going to be GG's for this match. It is an Ice Punch, and he is running Ice Punch and Psychic, which is an interesting moveset, but I still think that Power Punch and Psychic is pretty good in this cup. So that is GG's for the first best of 3. Coming into the next best of 3, I battled my buddy MCOM81, who led off with his Mawile, and I lead off with my Fire Spin, Alolan Marowak. So this matchup is actually pretty close. I mean, it has a way better matchup with Fire Spin against Mawile than Hex does. And Fire Spin can definitely, you can somewhat try to farm down that Mawile, but you're still going to want to try and get off a Bone Club or two. So I'm going to go ahead and get out that excellent Bone Club. I was going to see if he switched there, but he didn't, so I'm going to go ahead and get off the second Bone Club. We took out that Mawile. He brings in his Dusclops, which I'm not that worried about here, but I'm going to go ahead and get off that Bone Club, see if I can bait that shield. And we do. So now he's shieldless. I'm going to go ahead and bring in my Steelix here because of that Crunch. Can do super effective damage with that, and I still have both shields. I'm going to go ahead and save that first shield in case he has something else in the back, and he has Medicham. So I'm going to go ahead, try to switch out there, but turns out my Poliwrath, sorry, I can speak English, it can go ahead and soak that Power Up Punch. I'm going to go ahead and just go straight Ice Punch here. Nice, we do a good amount of damage there. I'm going to go ahead and shield now. So yeah, like I was saying, Fire Spin Alolan Marowak is more of a generalist in this cup because you have a trade-off with Fire Spin. You beat the Steel types, but you lose harder to the Ghost types, and you can still pretty much try to bait, but Hex, you know, does super effective damage, but Fire Spin actually, because of the stab, does the same amount of damage. Well, at least close to the damage that Hex would be able to do. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm shieldless now, but I'm not that worried because without stab, Fire Punch doesn't do that much damage to Steelix despite being super effective. I'm going to go ahead, that was pretty close, but we hit that Crunch, and that is GG's for match 1 of the best of 3. Steelix is a tank. It's like just that much HP can save you. So he leads with Dusclops here, and lead off with Steelix, and then I'm going to go ahead try to get to that crunch, but I'm going to go ahead and shield that first Fire Punch. The thing about Dusclops is that Hex and Feint Attack, with Hex you're going to definitely have more shield pressure. With Feint Attack you're going to be able to do super effective damage to Giraffe Rig and still to the Ghost and Psychic types. But if you just want to shield pressure, Hex is definitely the way to go. But Feint Attack still does get off its charge moves fairly quickly. I actually tested out both, and I'm still not sure which one I want to run, but maybe Hex. Maybe Hex. I'm still not sure yet. But I'm going to go ahead and not shield that Fire Punch. Going to go ahead and get off that last crunch. And he lets his Dusclops go down, so I keep switch advantage. And he brings in Mawile. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in my Poliwrath here. Just soak that Power Punch because I knew it was a Power Punch at this point. There's no way it could have been a Play Rough. And then he switches into Medicham, which I decided to try out Charm Gardevoir on. And look at that damage. That's absolutely insane. And this is my first time using Gardevoir. So I kind of like it just for this situation. But other than that, Charm Gardevoir is very, very squishy. And yeah, look at that. That was crazy. Bite with Power Punch. Oh, good God. So I'm going to go ahead get off that excellent Power Punch. He shields it, just burning his last shield. I'm going to go ahead and just shield just for the heck of it. But yeah, Charm Gardevoir is pretty squishy. Shadow Ball is very, very good, but it takes a long time to charge up. So I don't think I'm going to run Gardevoir here. Not in this cup. But it does definitely have its uses. So that's GG's for match 2. We're going to go ahead and just do the third one. I use my Alolan Marowak. He brings in his Dusclops, and like I said, this is the exact situation I was talking about, where if you had Hex, you'd be able to do super effective damage and more damage in general, and you'd have probably a better chance at baiting. But I'm gonna go ahead, block that first Shadow Punch. But Hex just builds up so much energy so quickly, so I'm gonna go ahead and just double shield the Marowak. So I'm shieldless, but I'm going to go ahead and see if I can try and bait that first shield. And we do, but I feel like either way it wouldn't have mattered. But getting that first shield off is good for us. Going to go ahead. I was going to see if I could try. I was going to try to get up to the Shadow Ball, but I don't think there would have been a point, because it's almost dead anyway, but he burns off both shields. And I'm going to go ahead and I probably should have just let my Marowak go down. But he switches out and brings in Alolan Raichu, which is its preferred matchup, especially in this cup. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm hoping that I have enough energy built up here to get off 2 Ice Punches, but it wasn't enough. He's going to feint me down with just 1 Thunder Punch. It's crazy. And then I wanted to see if I could just bring back in my Alolan Marowak to just get off that Bone Club, but had it over-tapped. It's alright though, but because that hits you with a Thunder Punch, does a crazy amount of damage, and I'm hoping that it doesn't have Steelix in the back, but shiny Steelix. That flex though. But that is GG's for the last match of the best of 3. Thanks guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and there's definitely more Sinister Cup content coming because we still have the rest of the month, and there are a lot more practice battles that I want to share with you guys that a lot of were really close and were really well played. And I'm just excited for the cup in general. There's just so much potential here, and I just can't wait to see how everyone does in this cup. So like I said, there's more content for the Sinister Cup coming to the channel, and thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. See you later, guys.